In today's Christmas spot, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Series 2 Vinimate's Zero. Now, Zero is a lot smaller than some of the other Vinimates. To be exact, Zero, of course he's standing or floating on top of his doghouse, but Zero is 4 inches in height. In fact, for a better comparison for size, we'll move Zero over and having a look at another Series 2 Vinimate, you can see how small Zero is versus Santa Claus. Now, I'm not 100% certain of this, but I think both Vinimates are going for the same price in comic book stores. It could be debatable, yes, that Zero well, he is a smaller character in the movie, but he's still a lot smaller of a Vinimate versus, say, Santa Claus. So he really should be a little bit more reasonably priced, but I think he is actually the same price as Santa Claus here. I think they probably could have packaged him with another smaller character to warrant the fact that, again, Zero's, well, he doesn't really have as much going for him, say, for example, as the size of Santa Claus. Needless to say, we'll move him out of the way. As mentioned, Zero is atop of his little Zero doghouse. They've simply just pegged, as you can see there, the Vinimate just into the top of the doghouse here. It doesn't look like it's removable. I don't know why you would really need to remove it anyways. Some very simple but well applied paint has been done to the Zero doghouse, keeping it to a very medium gray and not really adding a whole lot extra to it other than just the black additional coloring on the front and the panel lining of Zero above the doorway. It sits atop kind of like a dirt base here, and there's the underside of the base. Not really much to be said there, but I do like Zero, though again he is a really small looking Vinimate. He is a translucent, almost a see-through, really clear Vinimate, and you can see there is his face with his little kind of ghostly ears blowing back in the wind. So we've got some nice sculpt in there. Again, you don't see a whole lot of it because it's using more of a translucent clear for the whole application of how he's constructed. It's got a little bit of coloring on the end, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little face on the end of his nose there as well. Other than that, got a little bit of red on his collar, and he's got the black eyes and the black interior of his mouth. Despite the fact that his shape is so drastically different from Santa Claus, he still uses the square head here. Same square head as what we saw with the other Vinimates. So I do like that it's still consistent with everything else, despite the fact that Zero is a very different looking creature. Again, there's not really much to be said for this one, in all honesty. Again, I don't think you can remove him from the peg. It'd be a nice kind of little added treat if you could. Then you could just kind of have him floating and not necessarily on top of the doghouse. But I don't think there's really the means to be able to do so. I think it's just basically what you see is what you get. What you get, though, is a little bit smaller of a Vinimate. But again, comparing it to Jack Skellington from Series 1, which unfortunately I wasn't able to get Series 1 figures. I kind of was trying to find them online and just kind of waited too long to pick them up. And I thought by the time that they would ship here, it would be way past Christmas time. So I found the Series 2 at comic book stores. I kind of wish I should have picked up the Series 1 also as well. Vinimate Zero here from the Night Before Christmas line is not bad for what it needed it to be. Of course, he's not going to have as much the size as some of the other Vinimates, more importantly like the Santa Claus that we just looked at. I think he could have probably been a little bit less in cost, maybe putting him in a smaller box, because they're pretty much packing Zero here in the exact same size box as, say, the Santa Claus that we just looked at. He probably could have come in a smaller box, or at the very least, he probably could have been packaged as well with another Vinimate to warrant the fact that the pricing on these, I think, are identical to one another. Still though, I think if you manage to pick up the Series 1 Jack Skellington, which unfortunately I'm going to have to now try to, maybe I'll see if I can pick him up for next year, I don't really know yet. But if you did manage to pick up Jack Skellington, Zero is a really nice accompanying piece in his smaller stature. By, I think, also incorporating the fact that he gets a house justifies him a little bit more as well than just having him simply just a Zero Vinimate. So they do give you a little bit extra by incorporating the house. Still, he's a very much smaller Vinimate than some of the others that we've seen before. Today though, today's Christmas spot, we were having a look at the Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas Series 2 Vinimates, and this was Little Zero. Little tiny Zero. He is very small. If you guys haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. We are coming near to the very end. We only got like 1 day left before Christmas. I'm actually shooting this video on Christmas Eve, so by the time you guys are watching this video, maybe I'll even try to post it today. If not, tomorrow. I'll try to do it during the actual Christmas day, if I'm not swamped with, Christmas festivities. If I don't already get a chance to do so, or I don't get a chance to do so, I'm going to do it right now. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, whatever it is that you guys are celebrating. And here's to the upcoming 2018 year. 2017, I think, came pretty fast. 2018 is fast approaching. But either way, I hope you guys have a very happy holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or anything else. Happy holidays. And guys, as always, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.